All right, good morning, everybody. It's January 31st. It's a Saturday. It's 4-hour bin day. Gonna do a video. Got some updates. Gonna go over some numbers. So far this month, we're at 14,500. Pretty far cry from what we used to do on a monthly basis before we closed the store. I think last month we were actually at like almost 25,000 end of month. We've only sold 3 pallets. I actually just sold one this morning um, before I started this video, and then so that brings it up to 4. We're at 581 bin items for the month, and then we're at 695 closed from the bins. So that brings us at 64% margin, and I'm going to go over everything that's been going on. I just this last week decided to pull in a bunch of inventory, so we did load up the store with pallets, and this is all cost way. So I don't know if you can see, but there's double pallets that came with it. There's single pallets. What we're doing is we're doing $300 a piece for that, and the double pallets we're doing 600. And with these, they're pretty heavy and it looks like furniture, but there's also other stuff on them. I know that these pallets right here are actually treadmills. So basically, with this, we did have to take 2 pallets of treadmills with every purchase of those trucks. So we did 2 trucks, total 52 pallet spaces. And what I did was I laid them all out in my sales floor. Instead of regular inventory, now we're selling pallets in the whole sales floor. So I mean, as you can see, it's pretty big offering. I think there's over 80 reseller pallets that we have that we're going to go into today with, and these are going to be the 7-footers. So a couple different offerings. So we have the clothes, we have the Costway, and then we also have the Garvey. And what I like about these Costways is it's a cheaper price point at $300, and there's a lot of inventory on these pallets. So we've already been getting people coming in and taking a look at them because the post has been running on Marketplace for a few days, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be busy today. Like I said, I just sold one before we opened. We had an early appointment today, and they took one of the Garvey pallets. So definitely a lot of money being made. It's just, the biggest thing with these is, people are looking at these and they're like, well, what's in them? We don't have manifests, but we do have model numbers, right? So what we're going to do is say, hey, if you need a pen and a paper to write down kind of like what's in there, and write down the retail, just so you can get like a running picture of what's going on with these pallets. We're more than glad to explain things as best as we can. Obviously, it's liquidation, so everybody needs to understand the expectations with that. So here's another thing over here. I am going to take a aerial view of my store from the forklift to show everything. I should probably get that before we start, just so I have it. But yeah, that's where we're at. We're gonna go into February. We do have an event planned for Valentine's Day with a adopt event. So we're pairing up with a local rescue, and then I did have a truckload purchase that's going to be on next week's agenda to get processed. That's going to help us gear up for that. Now with the bins, guys, we're at $4 a day, and it seemed like we did get some sales. I think under 60 yesterday. It was like 58 sales. So a lot of people are saying there's no value even at $7. But what we're going to do is we're going to see how today goes, because I do know that last Saturday our bins did get clear. I'm going to give you an update on another thing that we're going to be doing too. I think what we're going to do is do one more week of the bins, and then we're going to kind of put it aside, because we decided we brought in a truckload of Amazon, and I was originally thinking to do like pallet sales on it. They are high piece counts. The thing with those Amazon pallets is we would need to get like $1,000 or more for them. And I feel at this point with the offering that we're trying to do, I know it would be nice to tailor to the people that don't mind spending the money. But what I don't want to do is put stuff out there and start confusing everybody. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take this truckload, or not truckload, it's actually 14 pallets. So it's the Amazon Blue Wrap. I think there's like 3,700 items in the load. There's home goods, there's home improvement, there's toys, there's baby, there's health and beauty, and there's also automotive. I'm gonna take all these, and these are gonna go in mystery boxes. So we're gonna actually build mystery boxes. And we did a survey. Our customers want the mystery boxes. We did have a mystery box offering before, but we're gonna go ahead and bring that back. So what I'm gonna do here too is I'm actually gonna show people what's going on with these mystery boxes, right? When they're being built. So I mean, I see Lego there, I see Nerf. Um, we're gonna do a couple different sizes, and I'm also gonna do mystery Mylars, and those are 19 by 24-inch bags. And what's nice about those is, the boxes are nice; they can feel the weight. A lot of people like to touch the boxes and kind of see how much they weigh, shake them a little bit. The Mylars are nice because then it gives them that hands-on picking, and hopefully with that they appreciate the fact that we're curating these with integrity. And what I'm going to do, like I say, I'm going to show everybody what's in the boxes before we tape them up. And then another thing we're going to do too is before we start putting these things in mystery boxes, we're going to sort them by price, and that way that'll ensure that that target amount that we're telling customers that they're going to hit is going to be in those boxes. So this is kind of a new thing with these boxes. I did want to try them just because of the boxes that are out there are pretty expensive. I feel like if I do it right, I can probably get a little bit better of an offering for the same type of money. Just the biggest thing is going to be time. So now we're going to have to see how long it actually takes to curate these boxes and sell them. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to sell pretty quick, because when I did the survey, someone was actually asking if I'm going to sell them as pallets. So, which tells me the trust is there with our customers, with us, knowing that we're not going to just put crap out there. We're going to actually do something that's right. Not to say the other ones don't, but when we have control over it, guys, like this box right here, we have, and these boxes are going to be recycled. And that's another thing we're going to do. We're going to tell everybody, hey, the beginning of this is, we're going to be recycling our boxes. And I have a bunch of boxes of one type right now, and I'm just going to use those and see how it goes with that, because we're really just trying to be sustainable. And in the beginning, doing this whole mystery box thing, I think it's going to boil down to like, what can we buy these boxes for, how much labor is going to be involved with it, and the type of inventory that once this trial runs over, what type of inventory are we going to be able to be getting. Now keep in mind also, I have eBay inventory. I have some heavy hitters in there. We can always just put that as part of it as well, because the goal here, guys, is we're realizing that when the capital goes out, the capital needs to come right back in. And it took me this amount of time to understand that when we're doing this selling, it really boils down to, at the end of the week, how much inventory did we bring in and how much inventory went out, and what's the dollar amount that's attached to that. Is there a profit? And if there is, then that's working. And if there isn't, then dial it in more. It needs to be dialed in, because we're sitting here going from going over $100,000 a month in sales to now we're at like 15-25,000, which is not going to cut it. We're this whole thing that happened put us in a huge bind with our run rate for this year, and we're starting off at a slow start. So what we need to do is, during this time that we have this building, we need to really maximize that time with just now that the store's filled up with pallets, we need to get those out of here, and we just need to start turning and burning and just getting all on volume now. So that's what we're focused on, guys. We're not going to be focused on this item, we bought it at this, let's try to get a percentage of retail. Actually, no, it's going to be, this load came in, this is what we paid for it, this is our break even point, let's put it at a price that it's going to move, and let's move it. So I gotta get back into the advertising. We're going to do some geofencing, and then I'm going to start capturing customers from thrift stores that are in the area. And I'm going to start with that, because I know that I actually heard I heard this from one of my customers. Hey, those flannels that you guys were selling, they were over at Goodwill for $6.99 or $5.99 each. And I remember one of my videos back in the day, earlier, I wasn't I was basically saying how we're smoking the thrift stores, and I think one of those guys saw it, and they're like, oh, okay, if you're gonna smoke us, then two can play at this game. So they came in and bought a whole bunch of those flannels, and I don't know if they're like the joke's on you guys, but and it is whatever. So the thing is lesson learned. These guys, they think that they're smart, and piggybacking on other people's businesses to, you know, Goodwill's, supposed to be some kind of nonprofit, but here they are buying inventory and putting it on their store shelves. I mean, come on, guys. This is the industry that we're getting into here. These guys they're not playing nice, and they're thinking that they can take every piece of the pie, and what they don't understand is their prices are going up, and our prices are not going up, and we're offering a better value, and whatever. That's just my opinion. So not to talk about anything much, but I'm just saying, like, the resale industry is just a crazy animal. You got to watch every avenue, and when you start seeing customers tell you that your inventory is ending up on their shelves at a higher price than you're selling it at, you got to question that, and you got to say, what's everybody's goal around here? Are they stepping over everybody? They could have easily came in here and asked me to work with them, and we could have came up with some kind of agreement or some kind of thing. But doing things behind people's back to take all the credit for things, and I just don't know if I agree with that. So, but it's a dog eat dog world, and I just want to just point out, we're trying to do the right thing for our community, and if it's being recognized the wrong way, then it doesn't matter because it's still being recognized. So that's kind of like what I got to say about that. We're gonna go ahead, and I think too, um, we're going to lower our bin price the Thursday down to $10, because we did get some feedback from our customers that the 14 was too high, and our sales did show that the last two times here. So I need to act on everything that I see, and if I see that the store's dead on Thursday, and everybody's saying that the price is too high, then that's what it is. So listen to your customers, guys. That's the only advice I got. Get the feedback. Feedback is a gift, and if your customers give you feedback, they're giving you feedback for a reason, and you need to act on that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to lower our bin pricing. And then here's the thing too, is if this mystery box helps us move inventory easier, because we're processing it anyway, guys, when it goes in the bins, we might just do away with the bins. I'm not sure. And I know that we're kind of jumping around, but you got to remember, this whole model change that we did, with going from categories to certain offerings, including the bins, it's all trial period. Now if it's not going to give us the money that we need for operating, then it needs to be adjusted. And I'm the owner of the business, so I can do whatever I want. And if customers ask, why are you changing things around, it's like, listen, you know when I put out $60 items and you don't buy it at $14 and you wait for 7 and 4 hour day, that's there needs to be a change with that, because I need to make a certain amount of money on these loads. It's not like these loads can come in and just be given away at $4, when I'm anticipating, when I buy that load, through my calculation, that a certain percentage of the items will sell. And if that number's not hitting it, well, guess what? The model's not working, right? Retail, it's expensive. The everything's expensive with running places like this. Even in the winter, the gas bill, the electric bill, and all that. People don't understand that it costs money to have places like this. And the thing is if you put out an offering and people wait till the last day to buy everything, that's telling me that that's not a viable solution. So yeah, so that's what I got on that. Yeah, more to come with that. I'm gonna have the target load next week. We're gonna start processing that. We're going to start building these mystery boxes, and then I'm going to give you guys a rundown on how that process works, and basically just kind of show you, what we came up with, and things that are working for us and things aren't working for us, because that's what this channel is about. It's about a lot of people that are watching this probably either have their own warehouse, or they're just they either know me and they want to just see how things are going, and they want to see, are we going to make it through this, or we're not going to make it through this. But what I'm trying to do is give you guys advice and learn from my mistakes, learn from my wins. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of wins, but hey, you know, at least if you watch these videos and there's one takeaway that you can take and make some money on it, or not get into a bind and have the same mistake, then that's why these videos are out there. So I appreciate everybody that's watching. Like and subscribe, put some comments down. If you are interested in some pallets, just let me know, because I'm not here to sell these pallets, but you never know who's watching, you never know who's close. And if you wanted to, either buy a single or, buy multiple ones, just reach out to me. What's the worst I can say is, you're too far, or whatever. I mean, it's up to you on the freight. It's not up to me. So, all right, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.